Hi, we're talking with Ashley Bell and Michael Stahl-David, two of the stars of the new raunchy comedy that opens today, or comes out on VOD today, Love and Air Sex. Welcome, you guys.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
So, first of all, how do you describe Love and Air Sex to your friends?
I say it's raunchy, rom-com. No, I say it's like an indie when I talk to my friends, I say like, it's this indie comedy that played South by, and it's really pretty good. It's really good. Like it's as if they think that it's gonna be bad. Like I'm like, listen, I know what you're thinking. I'm emailing you to tell you this thing. I'm like, yeah, people like it. People like it. I don't do the hard sell at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, people actually really like it.
It's pretty
It's
damn
like
good.
shocking.
Did they ask you about the air sex situation?
First
what it
question
is
out.
and-
Yeah. It's what is air sex? And reading the script for the first time, I pretty much thought the exact same thing. And air sex is like air guitar meets karaoke meets pantomime sex.
Okay, that's good.
So-
That's good.
Yeah.
But you guys didn't really have to do it so much for the movie, huh?
No.
Oh yeah, my character gets pressured into trying to do it, and he's very resistant. It makes him very uncomfortable. But yeah, it's this really kind of goofy and sort of gross and really funny, routine that people do on stage for like rowdy audience.
So what about when the cameras weren't rolling? Did you partake?
I was like, let me at it.
I was like,
I'm just
get
always-
off the stage.
I'm just always pretending to hump something. It's not like it's like a bit that I'm always doing, and people are like, oh, he's doing that again. It's not funny. I'm just like, what? This isn't funny. What do you mean?
I think Cathy does like a mean box or like a walk against the wind. But
Okay.
She's just classic.
So you two play an estranged couple, Cathy and Stan, who aren't quite over each other, but they're not sure how to figure that all out. How did you two work together on your chemistry? Was there rehearsal time? Was there room for improv? How did you guys work together?
Well, Bryan did this incredible thing. He got all the cast in Austin for 3 days before, and he had this weekend of kind of icebreakers and cast exercises that simulated years of friendship just jammed into a weekend. And one of the really cool things
Get
we
drunk
did,
and sing karaoke together. That
get drunk and
was
sing karaoke. That was number
on
one.
the itinerary. Yeah.
That was on the menu. Become professional badminton players. Is another one, yes,
Wow.
in his backyard, and we also had to write breakup letters to each other in character, and that was really informative.
Very cool,
and
yeah.
totally kind of created this whole missing link, that and made things very, very specific that we could.
Had you done anything
reference
like
to.
that before?
I think I had in college.
College, yeah.
And I loved it because those are those fun. It's there was like a rehearsal process before, and we got a chance to play all those fun exercises.
There's a lot of like embarrassing ourselves in front of each other.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
doing silly shit that was outside of our comfort zone, and the funny thing about this movie, and sort of one of the things that makes it sort of like structurally different, is this main central relationship of people who never see each other. I mean, that's a spoiler, so you probably but and so it was also like this too. Honestly, it was a lot. We had to have definitely some chemistry because of the flashback stuff.
Yeah,
But that's also like that was a first date. There wasn't history at that point. That was like an initial connection thing. So to be honest, like it was a lot of substitution. It was a lot we weren't gonna be. It wasn't us looking at each other. It was us longing for the other.
Yeah.
So
it was kind of cool because this weekend happened, and then pretty much we all went our separate ways through the story of this film. I mean, Cathy goes on this, Cathy, I had so many great scenes with Sara, who's just like incredible to work with. But we had that whole storyline, and then diving into meeting Tim, played by Justin. So I think when I got to South by Southwest and saw the film, I was like, what's air sex? Oh my god, you guys are amazing! Because I was going through like heartbreak,
Yeah, you were
and
having a
love,
whole different storyline.
thinking about my life. So
That's interesting. What did you think of Austin? Had either of you spent a lot of time there?
No, this is my first time.
Yeah?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved the Broken Spoke. That dance hall. It was so it felt so authentic to what Austin was, and that dance floor had just seen so many first dates, so many beers. I was like, that was my favorite spot.
Austin's known as like the blue dot in Texas or whatever, and that's like the red dot in Austin. Or whatever. It feels like real Texas, you know.
Yeah.
I had spent time there before because I did a show there, My Generation, and I'd been for South by and stuff, but it was so nice to be back, and it's a beautiful. I was all about the swimming holes. That's my style.
Cool.
There's a lot of good drinking, and then also like we would finish shooting at 6:30 in the morning, and then we'd just go down to the river, down in the creek, and have like Bloody Marias with the crew, and you know what I mean. It was
breakfast tacos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to South by Southwest in a few weeks, so.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So what a coincidence that you're both performing here on stage in New York City when your movie opens. It's crazy, right?
Nuts. Yeah.
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 So Michael, you were in the Commons of Pensacola with Sarah Jessica Parker and Blythe Danner, and Ashley, you're in Machinal. Did I say that?
Yes,
correctly?
Machinal.
With Rebecca Hall. So tell me about that. Have either of you done a lot of theater before, or is this new for you, the New York stage?
Yeah, this is my first time doing New York theater, and it's the best experience ever. I mean, the cast is huge. It's 18 people, and I've been warned by everybody. They're like, this is the best experience of your life. It is all downhill from here. I was like, I'm totally prepared for that. I love the play. I mean, for lack of better words, it's this incredible, expressionistic, highly stylized play. The director, Lindsay Turner, is brilliant, and Rebecca is just, remarkable.
Rebecca Hall,
Rebecca Hall. Every single night she gives a performance that we all don't know how she does it. Twice a day, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and it's been incredible to be a part of.
Cool. I'm hoping to see it.
Yes. Please let me know.
Yeah. I have done some New York theater before, but I've never been in a fancy play with fancy people. So that's different. Yeah.
It's a hot ticket.
It's a hot ticket, and Sarah Jessica Parker is, she's great, and she also has like a lot of crazy fans and stuff, which is fun. So there's been fancy people who come, like Woody Allen came.
That's fancy.
That was wild.
Topical.
That's fancy.
Topical, yeah, right. That was before all that, and great fun. It's just like cool actors, too, but no, it's really more just about being able to be on stage in a fun play. And Amanda Peet wrote this really funny, moving play, so it's a cool thing and a very different challenge to do a long run and do 124 performances, and
There's a lot of talent in that cast, and also also with Amanda Peet and her husband too as a screenwriter, right? And playwright.
Yeah. So no, she's smart cookie. Yeah. Very funny too.
So both of you have also done TV work. How do you think that actually you're in The Walking Dead? You were in The Walking Dead, and Bryan, and Michael. Sorry, I don't know why I'm the Black Donnellys, which so many great people came out of that show, which was awesome. How do you guys think the differences are between acting for stage, for screen, for small screen? How do you prepare differently? Are there things you think about?
I think you do your work.
Yeah.
You do your work. You prepare to the best of your ability. I think intently for what the story requires, for what your character demands. It's just the wonderful thing with theater is you have that rehearsal time, which is just such a luxury and a blessing. Sometimes especially with TV, you show up and even film, you show up and you go, and sometimes it's only one take or whatever, and it's to be able to have the rehearsal time to craft a performance or build a character, or get an accent and a wig, and work with the designers, and it's having that time is such a luxury.
And do you think that your performance changes from night to night when you're on the theater? You're in the theater, you get to do it a lot more times than just that one take or 5 takes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you grow with it, and you can always find new things, which is so much fun. You're working live in front of an audience every night, and they have a different energy, and there's this pact you make with the audience every night that this is going to be something completely new and fresh and different, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Cool.
For the opening night of Machinal, it's translated to, or it means life machine, and it's set on a revolving stage, and the machine under it on opening night broke.
Oh.
It fell out from under it.
Oh.
And it had never happened before. And you hear that horrid, we're going to have to take a pause. And we're all panicking, and our director ran backstage, and she was like, I have it all figured out. Everybody reset. Wigs began resetting, props began resetting, costumes began resetting. She goes, we're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to push it. And the people that had built the machine were in the audience that night. They stripped off their jackets, took off their ties, and they pushed the revolving turntable for an hour and 30 minutes for every single transition. And I mean, Todd Haynes, you know, the roundabout, he was like, welcome to Broadway. This is opening night, Broadway.
Holy cow.
Live theater. This is what it is. And it was
That's so cool.
the most, it was so exciting. It was just to see a team work together and Lindsay lead it, and it was incredible.
And none of the actors got flabbergasted and forgot their lines, or did you guys all?
No.
It was okay. Everyone was
Well, Lindsay
in the
was like,
zone.
your job is to
You're in the
focus. To the
zone,
whole
yeah.
cast, she's like, your job is to focus. Their job is to do this. Their job is to do this. This is what's going to be different. This is what you have to prepare for. This is what you have to account for. She had it all in a matter of seconds figured out.
Wow.
And it was amazing how she was able to lead. I mean, she had it all planned out.
That's
it was
pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you? Any dramatic episodes like that?
I mean, nothing like that. We don't have a turntable or anything, but you know, there's the typical kind of, you know, phones going off or people, you know, having, you know, stuff happening in the audience. But no, it's more the experience of just trying to pretend it's never happened before.
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh,
simply,
interesting,
basically,
yeah.
you're just like, you've done this 118 times. On some level, you're like, what could be more boring than doing this play again? But that's what meditation is
Not
also.
working.
It's, well, yeah, that's true. No, that's totally true. And I'm not truly that cynical, but it's just to illustrate the point that, like,
Not really.
yeah. No,
So that's what, did you say that's what meditation's like?
Yeah, that's what meditation is too. It's like you focus on the breath, and what could be more boring than like your breath, and yet it's this exercise in like, can I be curious about this? Can I be present with this thing that, you know, I've been breathing my whole life? And so, I don't know, that's kind of how I look at it, walking on stages and trying to kind of create a real sense of like, I'm not gonna do the safe thing. I'm not gonna repeat. I'm really gonna try to challenge myself and not do what I did last night. And that's hard because, and to some degree, there are a lot of things that you are gonna do the same because you make decisions and that's how things go. But it's also like a fun challenge to be like, I truly do believe that the most exciting thing to watch is something that's spontaneous, and so you want to create that for the audience over and over.
I just think that'd be so terrifying. I just think it's so terrifying to me. But you guys are doing a great job. All right, so let's talk about what's next. Ashley, you're an aspiring filmmaker. You have an Indiegogo campaign going right
I
now.
have an Indiegogo, hot and live. It's been up for a week.
Love and Bananas.
Love and Bananas. It's about the plight of Asian elephants. This time last year I was in Cambodia filming the release of the first two elephants rescued from a legal logging facility on the Cambodian-Vietnam border and their release onto the Cambodian Wildlife Sanctuary. And when I got there I came with very American ideals to say, this is a beautiful story, and it was, but then the truth hit of what's actually happening in Cambodia. There are no more wild Asian elephants left in the jungle. 75% of the rainforest is gone. It's slashed. You can see clear lines in the jungle. And to keep an elephant captive, every single elephant has one thing in common. They've all been broken. And graphic detail, that means they've been beat 24 hours straight. And the bond that connects them to their mother is replaced with the fear of the bullhook. And this blew my mind to learn this. And I've been a vegetarian my whole life, and I said, if I didn't know this, this has to be exposed, this truth needs to be exposed. So my goal is to do this documentary, fundraise for it on Indiegogo, go on a full rescue, and expose these truths. And in a week we raised $15,000 and
Great.
encouraged off to a hot start.
That's great.
And yeah.
That's awesome.
So a lot of times
Yeah.
things don't happen till the very end, so it's good you had a good starting
Yeah.
week. So we'll,
Yeah.
we'll try to keep it going.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
That would mean
sounds really
so
important.
much. Thanks.
What about you, Michael? What's next?
What's next for me? I have a movie at South by Southwest this year that I acted in called Take Care, and another one called In Your Eyes that will hopefully play festivals next year with. That was something Joss Whedon wrote, and
Cool.
with me and Zoe Kazan, and yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
And I have a short film that I wrote and directed over the summer that I'm going to take to festivals this year called My Date with Carmelo, which is kind of a dark comedy about these two gay guys on a date that takes a very bizarre turn.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so it's sort of something I did with a long-time kind of collaborator friend of mine, Jeremy Byler, who's a comedy writer and friend of mine. So
Cool. Are you
Yeah.
going to South by Southwest with the movie?
I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping.
Your show ends soon, right?
My show ends soon, and I'm hoping to be shooting a pilot. Honestly, so it's
Okay.
that season. So go out there and see if I can get a good pilot.
Awesome.
Basically.
Well, good luck. We hope everyone goes to see Love and Air Sex this week, opening in New York City, and it's on demand everywhere as of today.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much.